no. Can I not attack him? Try to walk past him? Oh! Eat the food! Stand in the corner! Oh no, it won't let me attack him. Run? So, you might be wondering how I find myself in this situation, where my Iron Man's life flashes before my eyes. This is the story of how we got here. It all started off in the back streets of Varrock, where we went to the Major Zamorak to learn the ways of this improved method of rune crafting that they seem to have devised.
Ah, you again.
So it just crossed my mind, and I was just wondering, why do you sell runes in the wilderness?
Well, I can't go doing it in the middle of Varrock, can I? In case you hadn't noticed, I'm a servant of Zamorak. The Saradominists have made sure that people like me are not welcome in these parts.
Where do you get these runes from?
My associates and I create them using unconventional means.
Would you care in sharing these secrets with me?
Why would I?
I can make it worth your while.
I'll give you a scrying orb with a standard cipher spell cast upon it. The orb will absorb mystical energies that it is exposed to. The orb will absorb energies of the spell and allow us to reverse engineer the magic behind it. Go to the Essence Mine for me with this upon your person, and I may consider divulging my secrets.
So you want me to take this little doohickey here with me to the Essence Mine, and you'll let me in on your little secret? Bet. After a quick teleport to Lumbridge, I make my way over to the Wizard's Tower with the fancy little orb in our back pocket to go to the Essence Mine for whatever wibbly wobbly magical timey-wimey stuff the Major Zamorak wants to do to divulge the secrets of the Saradomin sorcerers. And with a quick teleport there and a quick teleport there, our insurgent mission is completed. And now we'll make the long walk back to the barrack. So I returned to the Major Zamorak, still unsure whether what I had done was right, was wrong, was morally incorrect, but my goal of learning new secrets clouded my mind, and I went along with it anyway.
You again. Have you managed to use that scrying orb to obtain the information I need?
Here you go.
Right. Let's take a look at this orb. Yes, this will do nicely. Once again, the Zamorak Magical Institute has overcome the Order of Wizards. You have done well. Now, time for us to uphold our end of the bargain. The reason we are able to craft so many runes is because we do not visit the runic altars in the traditional way. Instead, we have found a way to teleport to them directly.
How?
Via another plane known as the Abyss. It is a complex place that cannot be easily explained, but I will share our research notes with you so you may better understand it.
So can I use the Abyss now?
Yes. Visit me in the wilderness whenever you wish to be teleported there. Just be careful, for it is a dangerous place. Still, I am sure you'll agree that the risk is worth the reward.
When you say dangerous, how dangerous are we talking here?
There are creatures there that will hunt and attack any visitors on sight. The magic we use for teleporting there can also be a bit unstable.
I'm not quite sure I'm understanding. What do you mean?
Just don't expect to be using any prayers in there. Anyway, you may also have this pouch as well. I'm sure you will find it useful. Now, we are done here.
And with our mission completed, that'll give us a 9 rune crafting and access to the Abyss. Now, after a long travel over to Ardoin, we are going to try and get to the bottom of the mystery of the plague. We are going to go speak to Eleanor to start the quest, to unravel the secrets of West Ardoin. The lies and deceit that the King of Ardoin has seeded to keep his townfolk away from that side of the city. Good day to you, Eleanor.
You too. Thanks for rescuing me. It's just such a shame the Mourners confiscated my equipment.
What did they take?
Oh, my distillator. I can't test any plague samples without it. They're holding it in the mourners' quarters in West Ardoyne. I must somehow retrieve that distillator if I am to find a cure for this awful affliction.
I'll try retrieve it for you.
I was hoping that you would say that. Speak to Jericho. He will help you to cross the wall. He lives next to the chapel.
Short little trip over the river of Ardoyne to speak to Jericho, because apparently he might be able to help me. So after a quick talk with Jericho, I borrowed some of his bird seeds and some of his pigeons because I knew that these would come in handy to distract the guards for me to get back into West Ardoyne. West Ardoyne, a place that I had only been to once previously, to help rescue Eleanor, who was trapped in a basement. Last time I was here, I wore a gas mask. I thought breathing the air, coming into contact with the people here, would also inflict me with this plague. This place was derelict. The people that were there seemed beat down and tired. The people were all protecting themselves from what everybody's afraid of. The thought of this being on such a large scale and it being a lie still confused me. Of course, I still wore a gas mask when entering here for another time. What if they were wrong? What if the plague was actually real and this was something that they had managed to get into their heads? I didn't want to get infected. I didn't want to have to spend the rest of my life here quarantined with the rest of the other people. So I thought it best be safe to still wear it. I made my way through the town to do the tasks that I hopefully needed to do to get to the bottom of this. With very little resistance from the mourners, I managed to gain access to their storage room. And after searching the crates, I found Eleanor's distillator. After successfully locating it, we hightail it out of here, and our mission has gone without a hitch. Kilron, I'd like to leave, please. After finding Eleanor's distillator and returning it to her, it is time for me to take a trip to Rimington, to where there is a chemist with a few men under his employ, where I will divide up the ingredients for them all to sneak them into Varric. After making my way through Varric nonchalantly, I get stopped by the guard. He asks to search me, but of course, 3 of the ingredients I already need have made their way in here, and he shall not find anything. After meeting back up with the team in the pub, I get all my 3 ingredients back, and we are one step closer to proving that the plague is not real. Gonna grab myself a priest gown from Asulf and speak the Goydor. And of course, he will help us with assisting to stop the plague. Now, with all the information that we need from here, we can make our way back over to Ardy and tell Eleanor the good news.
With the evidence of the plague not being real, we go to confront the king. I assume that you're the king of East Ardoyne?
You assume correctly. But where did you get such impertinence?
Well, I get it from finding out the plague is a hoax.
A hoax? I never heard such a ridiculous thing.
Well, I have evidence from Guidor of Varric.
Ah, I see. Well then, you are right about the plague. But I did it for the good of my people.
But when is it ever a good idea to lie to people like that?
When it protects them from a far greater danger. A fear too big to fathom.
I don't understand.
Their king, Tyrus, journeyed out to the west on a voyage of discovery. But he was captured by the Dark Lord. The Dark Lord agreed to spare his life, but only on one condition. That he would drink from the Chalice of Eternity.
So, what exactly happened?
The chalice corrupted him. He joined forces with the Dark Lord, the embodiment of pure evil banished all those years ago. And so I erected this wall, not just to protect my people, but to protect all the people of RuneScape. Now, with the King of West Ardoyne, the Dark Lord has an ally on the inside. So I'm sorry I lied about the plague. I just hope you can understand my reasons.
Well, at least I know now. But what can we do about this?
Nothing at the moment. I'm waiting for my scouts to come back. They will tell us how we can get through the mountains. When this happens, can I count on your support?
Absolutely.
Oh, thank the gods. I give you permission to use my training area. It's located to the northwest of Ardoyne. There, you can prepare for the challenge ahead.
There's just one thing I don't understand. How do you know so much about King Tyrus?
How could I not do? He was my brother.
Right, this is just giving me more questions than answers. I feel like I've wasted enough of my time.
No time is ever wasted. Thanks for all you've done.
And that is Biohazard completed. After getting more questions than answers, I decided to make my way over to Birthrow, a town that is preparing to go to war with trolls that are making their way down the mountain.
Hello, citizen. How can I help?
Do you have any quests for me?
We do have a quest, if you believe that you are ready for it.
I was born ready. What do you need me to do?
The trolls have taken up a position on Death Plateau, and we can't move them. As you know, the trolls have been pushing us hard, and we need to do something before they get too dug in and begin sending forces down the pass. They have stone throwers lining the only path up there that we know about, and the only entrance is narrow and easy to hold.
And you want me to go up there and kill them?
Well, no. Sending you alone would be suicidal. What we need is to find another way up there. There is a cave beyond the defensive wall to the northwest, at the foot of the plateau, where you will find a dwarf called Sabbat. If you go and speak to him, I'm sure at the very least he'll be able to tell you another route to the plateau.
I mean, it does sound like a pretty important job. Alright, I'll do it.
After that small detour, I go back to trying to find an alternative way up onto the mountain for the guard captain and his army.
I have been informed that there was a Sherpa that lives just on the outskirts of town that may know of hidden routes in and out of this treacherous terrain.
The Sherpa informs me that there is indeed other ways into the mountains, and nobody would be able to do so without a pair of these boots.
I make my way back into town to see the smith. The smith agrees to help me, but only if I am able to help his son get enrolled into the guard. This seems like an unusual but very reasonable request.
And I bring this request back to the commander.
Hello, citizen. Have you found another way up Death Plateau?
Yes, there is another way up to Death Plateau.
We are saved.
There's just one thing.
And what is that, citizen?
There is a Sherpa who will only show me the secret way if I first get some spikes for his climbing boots. But I need the smith to do that for me, and he will only do that if you enroll his son into the Imperial Guard.
This is very irregular.
So you telling me that you're not gonna do this?
I have heard of Dunstan's son. He is a very promising young man. For the sake of your mission, we can make an exception.
Unsurprisingly, the guard captain allows the smith's son to be enrolled in the army.
With a bit of documentation saying so, I return back to him and he agrees to fix the Sherpa's boots for me. Everything seems to be going remarkably swimmingly for us right now. And with these boots all fixed up and new spikes in place, I decide to return them to the Sherpa. To which he tells me that there is indeed a small path out of the back of his farm here that leads out and over the mountains, and the trolls are yet to have found this path yet. This is exactly what Guard Captain was looking for. With the newfound information of this path that leads through the mountains, Guard Captain has another quest for me. It is to infiltrate the troll stronghold and rescue some of the townsfolk of Birthrope who have been captured and stored there. I accept this dangerous and risky quest. Little did I know that the path that I was going to walk ahead was going to be extreme dangerful. After receiving a spare pair of climbing boots from the Sherpa, I venture down this path that he says has not yet been discovered by the trolls. As I wandered this path, I realized that the trolls probably have not discovered this because it is barely large enough for somebody of my size, let alone theirs. As I venture down this extremely rocky and dangerous path, I proceed upon a gate, to which behind it stands the largest troll I have ever set my eyes upon. I prepare myself, as I believe I will have to defeat him in single combat. Fortunately for myself, being of a smaller size is to my advantage right now, because apart from the paths that the trolls have excavated for themselves, they are unable to fit. I am able to safely mage Dad from a distance. We're going to take a little break from storytelling here. What I didn't realize at the time was that you don't actually kill Dad. You just subdue him and then run on. And I made the mistake of not choosing the right dialogue option, which meant that he could continue to attack me afterwards. And every time he hits me, as I try to go past, is actually a time where my character could potentially die, because according to the OSRS wiki, his max hit is a 27, which is more than my maximum HP. So every time he smacks me with that giant log, I've rolled the dice on my character's death. And I do my best to run past him, not without taking some damage from him first. And little did I know that this would just be the start of how dangerous this area would be for me. As I start making my way through the mountains, there are more and more trolls, which means that I know that I'm going the right way. And after getting battered and bruises, getting rocks thrown down from me above, I make my way through fairly unscathed, but certainly not uninjured. Once again, I find myself facing off against trolls the size of mountains. Bigger than I ever thought that they could be. But once again, I use my smaller size to my advantage and stay just out of their reach where they are unable to get. Fortunately, these larger trolls seem to be the ones in charge, and after defeating one of them,
He drops a key which I presume to be to the cells of the people I am trying to rescue.
I start to wonder to myself, is it going to get more dangerous than this? And were these caves dug out for trolls of standard size, and these ones grew to be larger later? These are all questions that I had to push to one side in my mind, as I've come too far now to turn back and I must finish the rescue. As I make my way down several flights of stairs deeper and deeper into the troll stronghold, I finally come across the cell blocks where the trolls are keeping the captives. Fortune must be on my side today, because as I quietly make my way down the corridor, I notice that the two troll guards, they seem to be asleep. I can see the key that I need for the cells hanging from their waists. I make my way up to them slowly, quietly, as not to disturb them. Not that much probably could disturb them, because being this deep inside the mountains, they probably don't have to guard them very much. And I snag the key from his belt loop, and I proceed to let the prisoners free. Unfortunately, my second attempt at pickpocketing does not go very well, and I disturb the troll from its sleep. But again, I use my smaller size to my advantage, and I hide away inside the cells designed for humans, and the trolls are unable to get to me. After releasing the final prisoner after a very short fight with the troll, I use my prowess and magic to teleport myself out of here, and I return to the guard captain.
And that is Troll Stronghold completed. After almost perilously dying several times to my own stupidity and not knowing how to click correct dialogue options, I did the only thing that any sane person would do. And, well, we're gonna go kill a dragon. To start this quest, we have to go to the guild master in the Champions Guild, and he tells me that Ozark lives in a hut by the cliffs to the west of Edgeville. I think it could be a little bit odd, but he will set me the challenge that I need to complete to be able to wear a rune plate body. After a short conversation with Ozark, he tells me that I need to kill Elvarg, a legendary dragon that lives on the island of Crandor. To be able to get the Crandor, I would need to find myself 3 map pieces left by 3 wizards that managed to escape the island of Crandor when Elvarg destroyed it. I would need the map piece of Melzar, the map piece of Thalzar, the map piece of Lorzar. 2 of these 3 wizards have died and have left their map pieces either hidden away somewhere in the world of RuneScape, and I would have to find them. Thalzar's map piece will be located in the Dwarven Mines, and Lorzar's map piece is being kept by a goblin called Wormbrain in a jail cell in Port Sarum. After a little bit of magical persuasion,
getting the map piece of Lorzar was not too difficult. And after bringing the correct items to the locked door in the Dwarven Mines, Thalzar's map piece was easily obtainable as well. Malzar the Mad, the only one of the three wizards left alive when Kalzar, Lorzar, and himself escaped the island of Krandor when Alvarg destroyed him. He has since gone completely insane and has locked himself in a mansion that has a series of puzzles and mazes to get through, and he has locked himself up there with his piece of the puzzle. I take a quick detour to Port Sarim to speak to Clarence to buy the boat the Lady Lumbridge. I offer him a small amount of money, and he even throws in his cabin boy along with it. The boat will need some quick repairs, but this was nothing that was too tedious. Now, back to finding myself a captain.
Why, hello there, lad. Me friends call me Ned. I was a man of the sea, but it's past me now. Could I be making or selling you some rope?
You're a sailor, right? Could you take me to the island of Krandor?
Well, I was a sailor. I've not been able to get work at the sea these days, though, no. They say I'm too old. Sorry, where was it you said you wanted to go?
To the island of Krandor.
Grander? But it would be a chance to sail the ship once more. I'd sail anywhere if I had a chance to sail again. Then again, no captain in his right mind would sail to this island. Nah, you only live once. I'll do it. So, where's your ship?
It's the Lady Lumbridge in Port Sarim.
That old pilot jack. Last I heard, she wasn't seaworthy.
I got her all fixed up. You know, she had a few holes, but it's all mended now.
You did? Excellent. Just show me the map and we can get ready to go.
Here you go.
Excellent. I'll meet you at the ship then. Ah, it's good to feel the salt spray on my face once again. And this is a mighty fine ship. She don't look like much, but she handles like a dream.
Hey, Ned, how much longer until we reach Krandor?
Not long now. According to the chart, we'd be able to see Krandor. Yeah, if it wasn't for these clouds on the horizon. Oh well, the weather had been so good up until now.
Did you see that?
See what?
I thought I saw something above us.
It's the dragon! We're going to sink! We're going to crash!
I rustle together the best set of armor and weapons I can lay my hands upon, and it is now time to try and defeat the legendary dragon, Alvar. Well, here goes nothing.
this is Coops. I just want to say thank you to everyone who made this season's finale extra special. I'm looking forward to season 2. I'll see you then.